Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella.
My nephew Andrew is obsessed with basketball, and in a good way. It's a healthy thing. He goes and plays a basketball game, and then when he's done, he asks if he can stay after and shoot some more. He gets home from basketball practice to eat, and then he rides his bike back to the gym to play more basketball. His whole life revolves around basketball, and I think if we stop, we can remember those days. Right when we were kids, we got obsessed with things. We were passionate about the things that were right in front of us, whether it was a sport, whether it was an instrument, whether it was horses or that piece of technology that you just could not live without. We get pretty passionate about things when we're kids. And unfortunately, as we develop and we grow and we get more limiting beliefs and we get more insecure, and maybe it's part of being self-aware, we start to kind of try to play it even keel. Like passion starts to slowly disappear and we just go through life. What would it look like if we had more passion in our lives? I don't want us to just write off this passionate teenage desire, because in fact, passion is a very key leadership characteristic. And Jesus embodied passion. If you think about the leaders that we're most likely to follow, the people we're drawn to, they're passionate about something. They're passionate about a mission, and they literally sell everything else out to do this one thing. And that was the story of Jesus' life. Jesus had a clear mission, a mission that drove him to die on the cross. Jesus' passion has kind of it's a twofold, it's a play on words. Jesus was passionate about saving lives, about loving people, about caring for them, and showing what leadership looked like connected to a faith in God. But then Jesus' passion turned into suffering, a burden to bear. And that led him to die for us. Jesus cared so much about his mission that he was willing to give his entire life for it. I don't know if you're anything like me, but it's been a long time since I found that thing that I would give everything to, that I would be willing to lose my life for. Thankfully, most of us don't have to make that decision. When we get passionate about something, we don't have to put our whole lives on the line. But we can still learn from what Jesus did, Jesus' example of being passionate about something every single day, living on mission, so that we could be inspired, so that we could draw people closer to us and then impact their lives. In Acts 10:38, the Bible talks about how Jesus did this. And so not only do we have his life of suffering and going through the Good Friday experience and then rising again for us, we have a ton of other examples. And Acts 10:38 says this. It says, "It all began in Galilee after John preached a total life change. Then Jesus arrived from Nazareth, anointed by God." Jesus was inspired by God. He was motivated by God with the Holy Spirit. He was ready for action. He went through the country helping people, right? He was passionate about helping people and healing everyone who was beaten down by the devil. He was able to do all of this because God was with him. Where I said it's been a long time for some of us where we felt that kind of passion, where we were willing to really get focused and just do everything we could to make a huge difference in this world, to impact the lives of others, and in turn, benefit our own lives. Passion is not easy. Jesus proved that. Sometimes it's a burden, sometimes it's a cross to bear. But Jesus' example of willing to do everything he could possibly do on our behalf, he suffered willingly because of passion. Jesus died and rose again. And when we celebrate that over Good Friday into Easter, we feel something different. Because of our faith, something else unlocks. We see passion in a new way. He is risen. Most people achieve what they wanted to do and it stops right there, but not Jesus. Jesus defeated death. His passion led him to that, and then it led him beyond that. My challenge to us today is that Jesus' dying and rising again leads beyond that for us. That we would be willing to engage just a little bit differently. That we'd be willing to engage just a little bit more and live a life full of passion. Jesus gave us this example of leadership. So this week, as you examine your faith, as you look at what the Easter events mean in your life, I ask you to examine whether or not that does something inside of you, that stirs in your soul, that you're able to grab new passion, more passion, and live more like Jesus, so that people see a people, you and me, on fire for a God who loves us so much that he sent his only son to die on our behalf.
Thanks for watching Faith in 5. If you like what you see, please like and share. If you're interested in making a donation to our ministry, please click the link below.